Guys, a while ago we started a journey with this quadcopter. Yes, I've been playing with this one too. We can't go looking at that right now. And I want to go over things quickly before we go into the flight and the review. So, I'm going to tell you, it's been a horror story right from the start with this quadcopter for reasons. And one of them, of course, is either this or this has some issues. Now, my glued arm held up, which is pretty cool. Pretty excited about that because I actually got to fly it. And you'll see that in the video coming up real soon. I found another vendor, and that vendor is who I'm going to link moving forward for these quads, as this vendor completely over and above went out of his way. He's sending me 2 new front arms at cost. So I'm not asking for free. Never did ask for free. I wanted this thing replaced because I feel it's defective. We'll see in the video. Now, he's sending me that. He's sending me a full set of blades. All these blades are okay now. I replaced ones that were bent up too bad. I didn't want to use all the blades up just for fun. So anyway, we're going to go straight into the flight test, everything. Okay guys, I'm not going to get too crazy with this for the simple reason that this helicopter is damaged. One arm is glued on. It is cold out. Brittle. Once I get it to fire up. Wow, she's holding. Alright, that's been flying pretty good. Oh, no, you don't. Get down here. Why are you doing that? Come on. Don't. Well, do some low hovering. Uh-oh. Oh, something got in there. Okay, there is that problem. So you gotta make sure nothing gets inside your motor, that's for sure. Alright, should spin now. pulling. So we did have a runaway. I hit return to home and it just took off. This is weird. So I'm not going to risk too much with it because I think this one has some electrical issues. But as you can see, it's really stable. So it depends on what mode you put it into. I'm trying to keep it in level 1 because I don't trust this one. But it is working to a point. There we go. If anything gets in here, like if your motor doesn't spin up, check and turn it out. This one was crunching. A rock or something got inside, so I had to, had to blow it out. It's just something to monitor because it'll feel like your motor's gone, but it's not. So that was good. Durable, well, even my re-glued arm didn't break. It literally smacked into a house, into the brick. And so far this time, no damage on a cold day. So I have to say that it's definitely got some durability. All right. Yeah, so we had a runaway. And it was really weird. This thing was flying so good and steady. And then one of my neighbors came over and I said, yeah, sorry, I'm reviewing this quad. And I decided to go a little bit higher than what I was normally doing. And I don't know what it was, but it just started doing its own thing. And then I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, hit return to home. And instead of returning to home, apparently return to home was down the street. And I was able to try and avoid hitting the window of a house. I hit the brick between two big windows on this house, slammed it into it. It was about maybe -1, -2 degrees out. I was still wearing a shirt with long sleeves, but I was still wearing a shirt. It was cool. When I broke this, it was a hot day, so I figured I was going over to a completely demolished quadcopter, and I gotta say I didn't. Even my glued arm, this thing stayed together. So for that, I give this thing some amazing durability quality. It is durable. I've crashed this numerous times, and it is durable. So I give it that. So right now I'm just testing out the quad video capability. I mean, it's definitely a heck of a lot better than what I've seen. I have a hard time saying it's 4K right at this point. I'll check and see what the file size comes out as. I'll hit record. Oh, that's the picture. So let's take a picture nice and as still as I can here. Oh, certain ways it'll lose its color tones. Alright. Now we're going to switch over to video. And apparently we're recording. Or is that recording? That's recording. I screwed up before. Okay, so now we're going up. We're pretending it's flying. Okay. Well, I can't wait to see this footage after. See it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still, it's not bad. But this is not what I would expect for stabilization or anything in that category. So, I believe there's also, we'll stop that. I believe there is also a bunch of modes here. So, for example, I don't know if the camera can see this, but there is invert camera, and I think that's to flip the camera. And then you have a gesture photo. Now, this is one thing that's cool about this. This does have the cool features. There's 3D stereo. It's got circle flight, and I guess it just does a nice circle for you, around you, or whatever. GPS follow, waypoint, so you can set your waypoints, and Google Maps shows up right here. It's really neat that way. And then this is lens switch. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That's the bottom, I think. Yep. So here we go with the bottom. So now we're testing the bottom camera, and I don't know if it's just me or the bottom camera is as good as the 4K camera. It's Stretch's product, there's no doubt about it, but I think it's meant to be like a far away type cam because it's in the air. Again, this is the belly of the quadcopter. I mean, the video footage isn't bad. I don't rely on it for smoothness, I will guarantee that. But it's now telling me basically that the front camera is as good as the bottom camera, which tells me that these are both 1080p at what I would say best. And I don't see any settings. And if anybody has one, cool, let me know. But I haven't found any settings to change the quality of the camera recording. And even when I go in here, oops. Oh, that. You got your flight distance, altitude. That's another thing. You can actually lock the quadcopter so it doesn't go for learning. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Wish they showed me that before I smashed it a couple times, but it wasn't flight error. We'll get to that. Okay, so now that we've seen the software, it is their 4D RC software. It is very intuitive. It has a lot of stuff. I'll give it that. The software is definitely not as cheap as like the software for this one here, for example. But that's not saying that this is bad. I'll get into that review hopefully in the next day or two. It was funny because I went out and flew these the one day before it snowed. How weird is that? Okay, guys, so we now know that we had a runaway. I don't know if it's this or this at this point. The bottom line is everything was going great while we were, you know, staying in a certain level and could literally just sit there with the wind. And it was windy that day. So it was just sitting there like maybe a little bit of fluctuation like that. It was very impressive. And I can verify the durability because I flew it into a brick wall and it didn't break even my arm that I glued. It was just the one day that this hit the garage door, it hit full tilt. Okay, this thing just took off on its own and belted right across the street into a house. Bang! Nothing I could do to stop it. Nothing I could do to even control it. At that point, I didn't even tell it to take off or spin up. It just did it. So that makes me believe there's something not right inside this quadcopter. And proving that, when I was flying and you guys seen my neighbor come over, this thing went, when I hit return to home, it returned to someone else's home. So I believe the quadcopter is a good product. Deep down, I do. I was talking to, like I say, a new vendor that's going to help me out with some replacement parts at cost. Props to him, and I will link his store down below. And he's a non-affiliate, just so I will let you know straight up. I won't get nothing for linking him, but he is the one who helped me when the other stopped. Okay? He didn't need to do anything. He had to get these parts for me. Just like he asked me, he goes, should you just buy another quad? I'll give you one for $75 US or something like that. And I was like, you know what? No, I just want the parts. I'm going to find out, you know, can I make this thing work right? And apparently I can, and I can't. And you've seen that in the video. When I was flying it in a certain position, certain way, everything was great. Maybe what I will do limitations on the phone software to limit this quadcopter from doing certain things. I didn't want to test and I didn't want to push it, the follow me, the circle, gesture, anything, because I could be giving it like a gesture and then it would just like fly into somebody else's car or something. So I didn't want to take any chances on that. Overall, product durability is definitely, I would say, high. It's really good. I think the durability is good. Yes, it's a little squishy, but flexibility in your plastic is why it's not going to break as easy. Other than that, and dealing with the new guy, I can say I'm pretty happy. Other than, like I said, that weird runaway, and I still feel I'm going to take this apart, look it over, see if there's a cold solder joint on maybe an antenna connection or something. Something's not right with the quad that I got. And that vendor would not listen. So that vendor is done with me, apparently. I finally got the refund for the second quad that I bought from him that never ever shipped. So, and again, this one was bought from him too. And not really upset, but we'll talk about that one in another video. But anyway, you guys have been waiting long enough, and I'm happy that I was able to give you some flight. I'd be waiting still maybe a week or two for the arms. So I ordered another front. I ordered 2 fronts, so now I have a rear that was shipped to me by accident, and I will have an extra front and a full set of blades. Just extra, because I actually love this. It's a really nice copter. Once you get the feel of it right away and there's no glitching, this thing is a pretty easy thing to fly. And again, if you're a beginner, use the app, lock the quadcopter to what the app is saying, what you set it to, and it can't go higher than this if you don't want it to, or so on. And you can't go, more than this for distance if you wanted to. You can control that in the app, and I thought that was actually really cool. As for the camera, again, if anybody knows any way to make it 4K, let me know, because I say 1080p. Now, there are ways to make it look like it's 4K in the file. So guys, don't believe what the file says, okay? They could say it's 21 whatever by whatever, and the software is saying it's 4K, but even on playback, it's not 4K. So that's just something we're going to have to live with. 1080p cameras, even at $150. So I'm not impressed that way, because I thought for $150 and the design of the camera, we were going to get something somewhat decent. You can zoom, I think, in the software, but this is to be set where you set it. I don't see anything that was able to make it move. So, that being said, stabilization sucked. Okay guys, I hope this helps you guys. I know there was a lot of people waiting for flight. Finally got to get it done. And I just wanted this to sit for quite a while to make sure it was mended. And it still flied true as when it flied proper. So, up to you guys. You want to go out and purchase this, that's up to you. Hopefully you don't get a flaky quadcopter. Again, use the link down below. This guy seems to look like he cares. And that's enough for me. So anyway, guys, till next time, thank you for watching. And quad over? Game over? Flight down? I don't know. See you in the next one, guys.